Chosen one. This message has been blocked 3 times in the last 72 hours. Not by YouTube, not by technology, by forces in the unseen realm who do not want you to understand what is really happening with your mouth. Because the second you hear what I am about to say, their entire operation against you collapses. The Holy Spirit just overrode every barrier to get you here. This was not the algorithm. This was not chance. This was a divine interception, because you are exactly 40 days away from either the greatest breakthrough of your life or the total destruction of everything you have been praying for. And it all depends on what you do with your mouth in the next 60 seconds. God just said 3 words, not suggested, not recommended, commanded. Shut your mouth. And he said it with a tone you have never heard before. Not anger at you, but fury for what has been done to you. Because, chosen one, your words have been hijacked. Every conversation in the past 6 months, every complaint, every announcement, every "I am fine" when you were breaking, has been intercepted, recorded, and weaponized by forces, building a psychological timeline of your destruction. They know when you are weakest, when your faith dips, when you are most likely to quit, and according to their calculations, you were supposed to give up 13 days from now. They have already scheduled the blow, the betrayal, the loss, the coincidence that will make you say, "See, I knew it would not work." But God said, not if they go silent, because here is what the enemy did not account for. The moment you shut your mouth, you vanish from his radar. Every complaint you do not speak erases a coordinate. Every doubt you do not voice deletes a data point. Every plan you do not announce collapses his timeline. You feel that tightness in your throat right now. That is not anxiety. That is your spirit confirming what I just said. Because deep down, beneath all the noise, you already knew your own words were betraying you. You just did not know how. Subscribe right now to join thousands of chosen ones learning to operate on frequencies the enemy cannot track. Like this video if your spirit is confirming this word, and comment the word silent to activate the protocol. Your comment is not just engagement, it is your agreement contract with heaven. This is your last transmission on the enemy frequency. After this, you either shift to the channel he cannot track, or you stay exactly where you are and watch his 13-day countdown play out like clockwork. Now, let me show you exactly what has been happening. Because chosen one, your mouth is not just a mouth anymore. It is a GPS beacon. And every word you speak sends out coordinates that something has been tracking across dimensions. You thought you were just venting to your friend, just being honest with your family, just sharing your heart in your prayer group. You were not. There were other listeners, invisible, recording, analyzing every syllable for patterns they could exploit. Let me break this down into 3 types of signal transmissions you have been broadcasting without even knowing it. 3 ways your mouth has been giving away your exact location to forces hunting you. The first type is complaint signals. Every time you say, "I cannot afford this. This always happens to me. I am so tired of waiting. Nobody understands." You are not just expressing frustration. You are broadcasting poverty coordinates. You are transmitting victim frequency. And the enemy has devices that lock onto that signal like a heat-seeking missile. Listen to me carefully. In the Bible, Proverbs 21 verse 23 says, "Whoever keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps himself out of trouble." Now, most people read that as good advice about not gossiping. But in the original Hebrew, the word for keeps is shomar. And shomar is not a gentle word. It is a military term. It means to guard like a soldier guards a classified base, to watch like a sniper watches enemy territory. Solomon was not giving you etiquette tips. He was giving you battlefield strategy. Because every time you complain out loud, you are essentially standing up on the battlefield, lighting a flare and screaming, "Here I am, come get me." Your complaints are coordinates, and they have been mapping you for months. The second type of transmission is announcement signals. Every time you tell someone about the business you are starting, the book you are writing, the relationship you are believing for, before God gives you permission to speak it, you are doing something dangerous. You are broadcasting blueprint frequency. Think about it. You announce your plan on Monday. By Friday, 3 things have gone wrong that make it impossible. Coincidence? No. You gave away the intel. The enemy heard the transmission, saw the blueprint, and dispatched interference before you could even start building. There is a reason Ecclesiastes 5 verse 2 says, "Let your words be few," and if you study scripture, you will see a pattern. Moses went silent for 40 days on the mountain before the 10 commandments. Jesus went silent for 40 days in the wilderness before his ministry exploded. Esther did not reveal her identity until the exact right moment. Joseph stayed silent in prison for years before his elevation. The pattern is this. Silence during preparation equals authority during manifestation. But speak too soon, you abort the process. You leak the strategy, and the enemy sets up blockades on every road you are about to take. Now, I want to pause and hold something in front of you before we continue. Over the past few years, something has been discovered in research laboratories that most people who care about the things we have been discussing have never been told about. Not because it contradicts what is sacred, because it came from a direction most of us are not watching. A small group of neuroscientists, led by a doctor in New York who has spent 20 years studying this, found something about the way the human brain is designed that explains something most spiritually sensitive people have felt but have never been able to name. Something so fundamental it traces back to a Nobel Prize, yet so simple in its application that it sounds almost suspicious at first. I am going to tell you what they found later in this message, but right now, hold this question. What if the reason your mind feels foggy, the reason your words have lost their weight, is not spiritual weakness at all, but something that was taken from you at a level no one ever told you to look? The third type is doubt signals, and this one is the most insidious because it sounds like honesty. It sounds like being real. I do not know if God really called me. Maybe I heard him wrong. What if this does not work out? I am probably not anointed enough. Every time you voice those doubts out loud, you are transmitting instability frequency. And you know what happens? The enemy does not even have to attack you. You are attacking yourself. You are giving him permission to agree with the very doubts you are broadcasting. Now, here is where it gets even deeper. You might be thinking, okay, I get it. I need to stop complaining and doubting around negative people. I just need to be careful who I tell things to. Wrong. That is what I thought this was about too. For years, spiritual teachers have been saying, guard your circle. Do not share your dreams with dream killers. Be selective about who you talk to. And that is true to a point, but it is not the full truth. Because here is the revelation that just shattered everything I thought I knew. The problem is not who you are telling, the problem is that you are speaking it out loud at all. Period. Kakteri, tekik, 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 kakteri, tekik. It does not matter if you are talking to your best friend who believes in you. It does not matter if you are in a prayer group full of intercessors. It does not matter if you are alone in your car talking to yourself. The moment sound leaves your mouth, it creates a vibration, a frequency, a signal. And there are entities that can hear those frequencies even when humans cannot. Your complaint to your supportive friend still transmits poverty coordinates. Your dream shared with your prayer group still leaks blueprint intel. Your doubt spoken in the privacy of your car, still broadcasts instability. Now, I know what you are thinking. So, I can never talk about anything. I have to be silent forever. No, listen carefully. This is not about forever. This is about the next 40 days. But before I explain the protocol, you need to understand the 7 specific phrases that are killing your destiny right now. 7 sentences that sound innocent, that feel honest, that everyone says, but every single one of them is a transmission code that activates enemy algorithms against your life. And here is what you need to know before we continue. If you stay with me until the end of this video, you are going to walk away with 5 things that will change everything. First, you are going to know the exact 7 phrases you must stop saying immediately and what is happening in the spirit realm every time you speak them. Second, I am going to give you the complete 40-day silence protocol. The same protocol that transformed a single mother buried in $40,000 of debt into a debt-free decree speaker in less than 90 days. Third, you will learn the 3-frequency system that lets you communicate with God internally without broadcasting to the enemy. Fourth, I am going to expose the 7 forms of attack the enemy will launch during your silence and the exact counter-strategy for each one. And fifth, at the end, you are going to receive an activation prayer that seals this protocol into your spirit and commissions you as an invisible warrior operating on frequencies hell cannot track. But if you leave now, you will walk away knowing something is wrong with your words, but not knowing how to fix it. And that is more dangerous than not knowing at all. So stay with me. This gets deeper. The first toxic phrase is this: I cannot afford this. Sounds harmless, right? Sounds like you are just stating facts about your bank account. But every time you say those 4 words, here is what is happening in the unseen realm. You are not describing your current reality. You are decreeing your permanent reality. Because in the kingdom, your words do not just report what is, they create what will be. And when you say, I cannot afford this, you just activated a poverty algorithm that will ensure you cannot afford it. Even when money shows up, I have watched this happen 100 times. Someone gets an unexpected check, a gift, a bonus, and within 48 hours, the exact amount disappears into an emergency they did not see coming. Why? Because they are still broadcasting, I cannot afford this frequency. And that frequency attracts lack, like a magnet attracts metal. Here is what happens in your body when you say it. Notice, next time, your shoulders drop, your chest caves slightly, your throat constricts. That is not just body language. That is your spirit agreeing with a lie, and your physical body manifesting the evidence. The second toxic phrase is, this always happens to me. Now this one feels justified because you have got evidence, right? You have got a track record, pattern of relationships that failed, jobs that did not work out, opportunities that slipped through your fingers. But here is what you are actually doing when you say, this always happens to me. You are not acknowledging a pattern. You are reinforcing a pattern. You are taking isolated incidents and weaving them into a narrative, and that narrative becomes a prophecy that you fulfill over and over again. Think about it like this. Imagine you are in a courtroom and the prosecutor is trying to prove you are guilty of repeated failure. What is his best evidence? Your own testimony. Every time you said, this always happens to me, you just handed him another exhibit. Exhibit A. The defendant herself admits she is a repeat failure. Case closed. But here is the wild part. The courtroom is not in the future. It is happening right now. There is an accuser building a legal case against your destiny, and you keep taking the stand as a witness against yourself. The third toxic phrase, and this one is deadly. What if it does not work out? Now, this sounds like wisdom. Sounds like you are just being realistic, preparing for all possibilities, not getting your hopes up so you will not be disappointed. But what you are actually doing is praying in reverse. You are using the same mechanism of faith, imagination plus emotion plus words, but you are aiming it at disaster instead of breakthrough. You are running a mental simulation of failure so many times that your spirit starts preparing for failure instead of breakthrough. And here is the mechanism. When you say, "What if it does not work out?" your brain immediately starts generating images of how it could fall apart. You see yourself disappointed, embarrassed, broke, alone, and every time you visualize that, you are laying down neural pathways that make that outcome feel familiar. And your subconscious always moves toward what feels familiar. But it is worse than that. Because when you speak those words, when you give them sound and vibration, you are not just programming yourself. You are broadcasting a call signal to every demonic force assigned to make sure it does not work out. You are literally inviting interference. Now, these are just 3 out of 7, and I am telling you right now, phrases 4 through 7 are even more deadly because they are the ones you say to yourself when no one else is listening. They are the ones you whisper in your mind at 3 inches the morning when you cannot sleep. They are the phrases that feel like truth because you have been saying them for so long. And phrase number 4, the one I am about to reveal in the next part, is the single most dangerous sentence a chosen one can speak, because it does not just attract attack, it invites it, it justifies it, it makes the enemy job legal. Toxic phrase number 4, I am not good enough. And before you say you do not say this, listen to the variations. I am not smart enough, not anointed enough, not qualified enough, not healed enough, not ready enough. You have said at least one of those in the past week. Here is the raw truth you will not admit out loud. When you say, I am not good enough, what you are really saying is, God made a mistake choosing me. You are questioning his judgment. You are saying, the creator of the universe got it wrong when he called you. And here is the mechanism. Every time you speak those words, you create a legal opening for the enemy to agree with you. Because in the spiritual realm, there are laws. And one of those laws is this. Whatever you decree about yourself, creation has to honor. When you decree, I am not good enough, you just gave the enemy a signed permission slip to treat you like you are not good enough. Watch what happens in your body. Your head drops, your eyes look down, your voice gets quieter. That is not humility. That is shame manifesting physically. And shame is a frequency that attracts humiliation like blood attracts sharks. Toxic phrase number 5. Maybe I heard God wrong. Now, this one feels spiritual. Feels like you are being humble, testing everything, not being presumptuous. But here is what you are actually doing. You are invalidating every God encounter you have ever had. Every time he spoke to you in prayer, in worship, in that still small voice at 3 inches the morning, you are saying, maybe that was not really him. And when you voice that doubt, when you give it sound, you are not just questioning yourself, you are calling God a liar. Because if he spoke and you say he did not, one of you is wrong and you just voted that it is him. The raw thought behind this phrase is even darker. What if I have been delusional this whole time? What if I am just talking to myself? What if there is no calling, no assignment, no destiny, and I have wasted years chasing a fantasy? That is the real fear. And every time you say, maybe I heard God wrong, you are feeding that fear until it becomes a belief. Toxic phrase number 6, and this one is insidious. I just need to vent. Sounds harmless, right? Sounds like healthy emotional processing, just getting it off my chest. Just being honest with a trusted friend. But here is what is really happening. Every time you vent, you are rehearsing the problem. You are taking the offense, the disappointment, the betrayal, and you are running it through your mind and mouth over and over again until it is not just a memory anymore. It is a meditation. You are worshipping the problem. And here is the dark truth. When you vent to someone, you are not releasing the burden. You are transferring the frequency. Now, they are carrying it too. Now, they are broadcasting the same signal. You just made them an antenna for your complaint. Toxic phrase number 7. And this is the one that makes the enemy attack legal. Why is this happening to me? Sounds like a valid question. Sounds like you are just trying to understand your trial. But listen to the spirit behind those words. You are not asking for understanding. You are accusing God of injustice. You are saying, I do not deserve this. I have been faithful, and this is what I get. The unspoken end of that sentence is, you are not fair, God. And the moment you voice that, you step out of divine protection and into the courtroom. Because now you are not a covenant child being refined. You are a defendant claiming God violated his contract. And the enemy is the prosecutor who has been waiting for you to say that. In James 3 verses 5 and 6, it says, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boasts. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark. The tongue also is a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. Now, most people read that as a warning about gossip, but here is the context you are missing. James was writing to scattered believers under persecution. Their loose talk was getting them killed. Literally, the enemy was listening to their conversations, tracking who was a Christian based on what they said, and hunting them down. This is not a metaphor about hurt feelings. This is a survival instruction. Your words can get you killed in the spirit realm, just like they got early Christians killed in the physical realm. Now, here is the solution. It is called the replacement protocol, and it is simple, but you have to do it. When you feel the urge to say one of those 7 phrases, here is what happens instead. Step 1. Notice the pull. You will feel it in your throat, like words are trying to force their way out. Do not fight it. Just notice it. Step 2. Pause. In your mind, not out loud, I want you to imagine a dial inside your throat. Right now, it is set to broadcast. In your imagination, turn that dial counterclockwise until you hear a click. That click is you switching to internal only. Step 3. Redirect. Take that sentence you were about to say and turn it into a silent prayer. Not out loud, just in your mind. God, I feel like I cannot afford this. You know my bank account. I am trusting you. Step 4. If you absolutely need to process it, do not speak it. Write it in a journal that no one else will read, because writing moves it out of your spirit without broadcasting it. Now, if you just did that mental exercise, if you visualized that dial turning, comment the word dial right now, because that is not just engagement, that is you activating the protocol in the atmosphere. Here is what you need to understand. This is not about being silent forever. This is about the next 40 days. And there are 3 levels to this silence that most people never understand. Level 1 is external silence. This is the most obvious. Stop speaking the toxic phrases to other people. No complaining to your friends, no venting to your family, no announcing your plans to your co-workers. This level alone will cut off 70% of the enemy intel. Level 2 is internal dialogue shift. This is harder because most people do not even realize they are doing it. It is the conversation you have with yourself all day long. the running commentary in your head. I cannot believe this is happening again. Why does nothing ever work out for me? That internal dialogue is still broadcasting. You have to catch it and redirect it to prayer instead of worry. Level 3 is frequency elevation. This is where decree power lives. It is when you learn to communicate with God on a frequency so high that it bypasses human language altogether. The Bible calls it groaning that cannot be uttered. It is your spirit speaking directly to God, spirit without words. In Exodus 14 verse 14, it says, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." In Hebrew, be still is the word charash. And charash does not mean relax. It does not mean take a deep breath. It means to be silent, to plow through, to stop talking and let God work. Moses was not telling the Israelites to calm down while the Egyptian army chased them. He was telling them, shut up and watch God move. Because their panic, their complaints, their "what are we going to do" was interfering with the miracle that was trying to manifest. Your words are interfering with your miracle right now. And God is saying, charash, plow through in silence and watch me work. Now, there is something I said near the beginning of this message that I want to return to now. I asked you to hold a question about what happens when the brain operates the way it was designed to operate, about what was taken from you at a level you were never told to examine. The answer to that question is where this part of the message is going. And everything that has come before this moment, the 3 signal types, the 7 toxic phrases, the 3 levels of silence, all of it was the context that makes the answer land the way it needs to land. But first, you need to see what happens when this protocol is applied, because truth without testimony is just theory. Now, here is what you need to know. The moment you commit to this 40-day silence, the enemy goes into overdrive because he knows what is about to happen. He knows that silence builds authority, and he will do everything in his power to make you break that silence before the 40 days are up. Let me show you the first 3 forms of attack you are going to face. I am going to give you all 7 eventually, but these first 3 happen in the first 2 weeks. And if you are not ready for them, you will break protocol before you even realize what happened. Attack form number 1 is the isolation attack. Within 72 hours of going silent, your phone will go quiet. Nobody texting, nobody calling. The people who used to reach out daily will suddenly go radio silent, and it is not a coincidence. The enemy just pulled their strings to make you feel abandoned so that you will break your silence out of loneliness. You will reach out. You will post something on social media. You will call someone just to feel connected. And the moment you do, you just leaked coordinates again. The counter strategy is this: recognize the silence as confirmation. If the enemy is trying this hard to make you talk, it means your silence is working. This isolation is temporary, and it is a test. Attack form number 2 is urgency manipulation. Around days 7 to 10, an opportunity will show up with a deadline, a chance to make money, a potential relationship, a door that looks like it is from God. But there is a catch. You have to act now. You have to explain yourself. You have to announce what you are doing. Here is how you know it is a trap. Anything that requires you to break the protocol before the 40 days are up is not from God. Real divine doors do not have expiration dates. They wait for you to complete the process. Attack form number 3 is the shame bomb. Around day 12 to 14, someone is going to ask you what is wrong. Why are you being so distant? Are you mad at me? Did I do something? And they will say it with hurt in their voice, and you are going to feel guilty. Here is the test. Can you love them silently? Can you smile, hug them if you are in person, but not explain yourself? Because the moment you start justifying your silence, you are talking again. and talking breaks the seal. In 1 Peter 5 verse 8, it says, "Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour." Notice, it says prowls. It does not say he attacks everyone. He looks for someone. And who does he look for? The ones who are distracted, the ones who are talking when they should be listening. You are in enemy territory right now, chosen one. And the only way you make it through is if you move in stealth mode. No sound, no signal, pure silence. Now, I know you are thinking, this sounds impossible. How am I supposed to not talk for 40 days? I have a job, I have a family, I have responsibilities, and I am going to answer that. But first, I need to show you proof that this actually works. Because everything I have told you so far is truth. But truth without testimony is just theory, and you need to see someone who actually did this and what happened on the other side. Let me tell you about Sarah. Her name is Sarah. 34 years old, single mother of 2, $40,000 in debt, creditors calling every day, working 2 jobs, and still could not make rent. She tried everything for 7 years. Positive affirmations, vision boards, every manifestation technique on YouTube. Nothing worked. In fact, it got worse. Then she heard about the 40-day silence protocol, and she thought the same thing you are thinking right now. How is not talking going to pay my bills? But here is what she told me later. She said I had tried everything else. What did I have to lose? Day 1. It is 6:17 inches the morning. Sarah is sitting in her car in the parking lot of her first job. She just got off the phone with another bill collector, and the urge to call her sister and vent is overwhelming. Her fingers are already dialing. But then she remembers radio silence. She stops, puts the phone down, and in her mind, not out loud, she says, "God, I want to scream right now. You know what just happened. I am trusting you to fight this battle." That was her first redirect, her first time switching from broadcast to internal. Nothing happened that day, or the next, or the next. For 12 days, nothing changed externally, but internally, something was shifting. She told me it felt like a weight was lifting off her throat, like something that had been choking her for years was slowly releasing. Day 13. The isolation attack hit. Her best friend, the one who always checked in, went silent. Her mom stopped calling. Even her kids seemed quieter than usual, and the loneliness was crushing. She almost broke, almost texted her friend just checking in, "You okay?" But something stopped her, a knowing deep in her spirit that said, "This is the test. Stay silent." She stayed silent. Day 18, the urgency manipulation came, a job opportunity, more money than she had ever made. But the interview was tomorrow, and she had to call them today to confirm. She had to explain her situation. She had to talk. But here is what she did instead. In her mind, she prayed, "God, if this is from you, it will still be there after 40 days. If it is not, then it is a trap." And she did not call. The opportunity disappeared. And for 3 days, she tortured herself. Did I just turn down my breakthrough? Did I miss it? But she held the silence. Day 38, 5:42 inches the morning. Sarah wakes up from a dream. In the dream, she saw a check with her name on it, and she heard a voice say, "It is already written. You just have not seen it yet." She gets out of bed, checks her email out of habit, and there is a message from a company she applied to 6 months ago, a company she had completely forgotten about. They want to hire her. The salary is exactly double what she is making at both her current jobs combined. But here is the wild part. The email was sent at 3 inches the morning, right when she was having the dream. She starts immediately, and within 2 weeks, the income is flowing. But she does not break the silence yet because she is on day 38. She has 2 days left. Day 41. 6 inches the morning. Sarah is back in her car. Same parking lot where this started 40 days ago. But everything feels different. The air feels thicker, like the atmosphere is charged. She opens her mouth to speak for the first time in 40 days. And the first words out of her mouth are not about her needs, not about her debt, not about her struggle. The first words are, "God, you are faithful." That is it. That is her first decree, an acknowledgement of his character, not a request for her breakthrough. And then she waits 24 hours like the protocol says. Day 42, she speaks her second decree, and this time she speaks about her finances. But she does not ask. She decrees, "I am debt-free, not I will be. I am." Day 55. 2 weeks after her first decree, Sarah gets a phone call. An inheritance she did not know existed. A distant relative passed away and left her exactly $40,000, the exact amount of her debt. Now, let me tell you what really happened here, because most people would say, "See, she stopped complaining, and God blessed her. She had faith, and it worked out." But that is not the full truth. Here is the revelation. Sarah's breakthrough did not come because she stopped complaining. It came because the enemy lost tracking on her for 40 days. She was invisible on his radar. He could not locate her coordinates. He could not target her with interference. And the moment he lost her signal, the breakthrough that was already written for her was able to manifest without enemy blockage. The job offer was not new, it was delayed. The inheritance was not a surprise to God, it was blocked, and the moment she went radio silent, the blocks collapsed. You see, the enemy does not create bad things in your life. He just blocks the good things that are already assigned to you, and he uses your words to know where to position those blocks. When you broadcast, "I cannot afford this," he puts a financial block there. When you broadcast this, "Never works out," he puts a failure block there. But when you go silent, he is blind, he is deaf, he is guessing. And while he is guessing, God is moving. Now here is where I need to stop and be plain with you about something, because what Sarah experienced, what you are feeling right now as you listen to this, there is a question underneath all of it that nobody in spiritual communities is asking, and it is the most important question of all. Why? Why does silence produce that kind of result? Why does going radio silent collapse the enemy blockage? Why do the breakthroughs that were already written suddenly become visible the moment you stop broadcasting? You can say, "It is faith." And that is true. You can say, "It is obedience," and that is also true. But there is a layer beneath faith and obedience that most people never reach. And it has to do with something that was proven in a research laboratory in 1981. Something that won the Nobel Prize. Something that explains, at the level of how the brain actually functions, why your words have been working against you, and why silence restores a capacity that most adults lost without ever knowing they had it. Here is what I mean. The pattern you just saw with Sarah is not isolated. It shows up everywhere. In every chosen one who goes through a wilderness season and comes out different. But what most people do not realize is that the transformation is not only spiritual. Something changes in the brain itself during those 40 days of silence. And what changes is the very thing that determines whether your words carry weight or just make noise. In 1981, something was proven in a laboratory that most people sitting in spiritual communities have never been told about. A neuroscientist named Dr. Roger Sperry received the Nobel Prize for a discovery about how the human brain is designed. He proved that the brain has two hemispheres, left and right, and that these two hemispheres were designed to operate in synchronization. When they synchronize, something happens that researchers now call whole brain activation. It is a state where creativity, intuition, clarity, decision-making, and what some call flow all converge at the same time. It is not a theory, it is measurable on an EEG, and it changes everything about how a person thinks, speaks, and receives. Here is the part they do not teach you. Studies on children found that 98% of kids under the age of 5 operate at levels researchers classify as creative genius. The two hemispheres are synchronized. The whole brain is active. But by the time those same children reach adulthood, fewer than 1 in 1,000 maintain that synchronization, not because of laziness, not because of spiritual failure, because modern life, the way we are educated, the way we consume information, the way we live, gradually erodes the connection between the two hemispheres, until most adults are operating on a fraction of the brain they were given. That fraction is why the fog exists. That fraction is why your words feel empty even when your faith is real. That fraction is why you can believe something in your spirit, but your mind cannot hold it long enough for the decree to carry weight. A woman from California described what it felt like before she found a way to address this. She had tried everything: prayer, journaling, meditation, every practice her community offered, and she kept arriving at the same experience. She believed the words. She could not feel the reality behind them, not in her body, not in the lived texture of her days. After 10 days of restoring what had been disrupted at the neural level, she said, something cleared. A channel that had been blocked was suddenly open, not because she tried harder, because the receiver had been repaired. A man from Texas described something similar. Someone who had spent years holding things together for everyone around him, while his own interior life became thin and distant. He said prayer had started to feel like talking into a wall. The frequency was right, but the receiver was off. 2 weeks later, he woke up and described his mind as running on all of what it was supposed to run on. The fog that had been so consistent he stopped registering it as fog was gone. That is because of what the team I am about to describe spent years building. A team of neuroscientists led by Dr. Daniel Barone in New York spent years doing the following. They took over an hour of clinical neural sync technology, the kind of whole brain activation protocol used in specialized medical settings, and through an intensive compression and refinement process, they turned it into an 8-minute targeted auditory sequence. 8 minutes a day, headphones, eyes closed. That is the entirety of the physical requirement. They call it the genius switch. It is not a brainwave product, not a meditation app, not a sound frequency designed to put you in a particular mood. It is a targeted auditory sequence, specifically engineered based on the Nobel Prize research of Dr. Roger Sperry to reconnect the two hemispheres and restore the whole brain activation that was the default state in childhood. If you have used binaural beats or sound wave products before and found them underwhelming, Dr. Barone addresses this directly. Those products target only a fraction of the picture. Sound waves alone are incomplete. What he and his team built targets hemisphere synchronization at the whole brain level, using a multi-layer protocol developed from years of clinical refinement. That is a different mechanism, and it produces a different category of result. The genius switch is not for everyone. It is for the chosen one who understands that God prepared not only the promise, but the mind that must walk into it. The person who has been sincere for years, who has done the work, who has felt the call clearly and kept returning to it even when the evidence was not cooperating. And Who is willing to stop treating the fog as a character flaw and start treating it as something that has a specific address? Most people who hear about this will scroll past. They have accepted the reduced version of their mind as permanent. You are still here. That is not coincidence. That is the specific kind of persistence that belongs to the person this was built for. Now, here is what the genius switch costs. Dr. Barone colleagues suggested this would be incredible value even at $500. An in-person neurofeedback session runs $300 per hour. A home machine costs $7,000. He and his team did not release it at $500. Not $200, not $100. They released it at $49. But today, on the page where the link in the description points, there is an additional $10 off, $39, plus 4 free bonuses that come with it. A guided visualization from a top-rated creator on the Calm app. A smart grocery shopping guide that identifies 10 common foods that cause brain fog and saves you over $100 a month. A classic manifestation book that is over 100 years old and is the root of every modern manifestation technique. Normally $20 on Amazon, free when you check out, and a beautifully designed infographic on the 5 most important habits for creating your ideal future that you can print and put on your wall. Everything is backed by an unconditional money-back guarantee. Listen once, listen 80 times. If it does not do what it has done for over 18,000 people, every dollar is returned. No conditions, no question. The provision God has already placed near you becomes visible in the synchronized state in a way it does not in the partial state. Not because the provision is new, because the receiver that can recognize it is restored. What has been arranged for you is already in motion. The question is whether you arrive at the meeting point with the receiver online. One thing worth naming directly: if you search YouTube or Spotify for Genius Switch or anything that sounds similar, you will find tracks. Dr. Barone team studied them. Most had no neural sync technology embedded at all. They carried the name because the barrier to labeling something that way is essentially zero. The mechanism is what makes the difference, and the mechanism only exists in what his team built. The direct page is the only verified source. That is where the link below points. If your spirit resonates with what has been described, the link in the description below and in the pinned comment points to where Dr. Barone and his team made it available, not anywhere else. You can read everything on their page before making any decision. Every detail is laid out clearly. The tool does not replace God. The tool does not replace obedience. It does not surrender for you. It does not close the door for you. What God is doing in you is not conditional on any tool, but a tool that restores the receiver, gives what God is doing more of what it was designed to land in. The deeper current of this message is where we return now. And for the chosen one who felt something stir when the mind was mentioned, that door is still open in the description. It is a small step, but small steps taken from a clear mind have changed entire seasons. Now, here is what Sarah learned during those 40 days that changed everything. She learned how to operate on 3 frequencies. And this is what I need to teach you right now, because this is the key to making it through your 40 days. Most people only know one frequency: external broadcast, talking to people, posting on social media, venting to friends. That is frequency 1. And frequency 1 is completely compromised. The enemy has full access to everything transmitted there. Frequency 2 is internal dialogue, the conversation you have with yourself in your mind all day. This is better than frequency 1 because other people cannot hear it. But here is the problem. The enemy can still hear it. Because thoughts that loop in your mind create an energetic signature that spiritual entities can detect. Frequency 3 is where decree power lives, and most people do not even know it exists. Frequency 3 is when you communicate with God at a level so deep that it bypasses language altogether. In Romans 8 verse 26, it says the Spirit himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. In the original Greek, wordless groans is stenagmos aletos. Stenagmos means a groan or sigh. Aletos means inexpressible, something that cannot be put into words. Paul is describing frequency 3. It is a communication so deep, so intimate with God, that it does not need vocabulary. It is your spirit speaking directly to his spirit. No enemy can intercept it, because there are no words to intercept, no sound to track, pure spiritual transmission. Here is how you shift frequencies. Right now, imagine your throat as a radio. Frequency 1 is like AM radio. Everyone with a receiver can pick up your signal. Frequency 2 is like FM, clearer, but still detectable by anyone with the right equipment. Frequency 3 is like a military encrypted channel. Only you and God have the decryption key. In your mind right now, visualize a dial in the center of your throat. You have been stuck on frequency 1 your whole life. The dial is turned all the way to the left, broadcast mode. Now, in your imagination, slowly turn that dial to the right. As you turn it, feel the vibration in your throat decreasing. Keep turning until you reach frequency 3. You will know you are there when you can feel the communication, but there is no sound. If you just did that, if you just visualized turning that dial and you felt the shift, your spirit just learned something. Your mind does not fully understand yet. And what you are going to notice in the next 24 hours is that you will catch yourself about to speak a complaint, and you will feel that dial in your throat, and you will know to switch frequencies before the words come out. Now, Psalm 46 verse 10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." But here is the context most people miss. This psalm was written during war. The city was surrounded, enemies at the gate. Everyone was panicking, and God said, "Be still." Not because the threat was not real, but because their panic was interfering with his strategy. Their noise was drowning out his instruction. He needed them to shut up so he could move. You are in a war right now, chosen one, and your words are the sound that is giving away your position. God needs you silent so he can ambush the enemy on your behalf. But here is what I have not told you yet, and this is going to change everything you thought this was about. You think this 40-day silence is about learning to control your mouth. It is not. You think this is about discipline and obedience. It is bigger than that. What I am about to tell you, very few chosen ones ever discover. Because most people complete the 40 days, get their breakthrough, and think they passed the test. They did not just pass one test, chosen one. They passed three. 3 simultaneous tests happening at the same time on 3 different levels. And you did not even know you were being tested on all 3. The silence test, the isolation test, and the authority test. And until you understand what these 3 tests really are, you will not understand why God is about to upgrade you from someone who can stay silent to someone whose words carry the weight of divine decree. Everything I have told you until now is true, but it is not complete. And what is coming in the next part is the revelation that separates those who just survive the 40 days from those who emerge as decree speakers. Because Sarah, she did not just make it through 40 days of silence, she made it through the triple gauntlet. And on day 41, when she opened her mouth, her words did not just express reality, they created it. That is what is waiting for you on the other side. But first, you have to understand exactly what God is doing in the silence. Think back with me for a moment. 6 months ago, maybe a year, there was a moment when everything fell apart. A relationship ended, a job was lost, a door slammed in your face. You remember that moment, do you not? You thought it was random. You thought it was just bad timing, bad luck, maybe even punishment from God. But it was not random, chosen one. That was the beginning of your testing. And you did not even know you were being tested. Here is what God just showed me about your journey. Everything I have told you until now about the 40-day silence, the toxic phrases, the enemy tracking, all of that is true. But it is not complete because you have been looking at this as one test. Can I keep my mouth shut for 40 days? But that is not what is really happening. God is not testing your discipline. He is not measuring your willpower. He is testing whether you can handle 3 promotions at the same time. Let me show you what I mean. In Luke 4, Jesus goes into the wilderness for 40 days, and the enemy tests him 3 times. First, turn stones to bread. That is the body test. Second, bow down and receive all kingdoms. That is the soul test. Third, throw yourself down and let angels catch you. That is the spirit test. 3 tests, same 40 days, happening simultaneously. And here is the pattern. Every chosen one who goes through a wilderness season, every person who enters the silence protocol faces the same 3-dimensional testing. The first test is the silence test, and this is the most obvious one. It is the one you think is the whole thing. Can you shut your mouth? Can you stop broadcasting? Can you hold the protocol for 40 days without breaking? But here is what most people do not understand about this test. It is not just about discipline, it is about trust. Because when you go silent, you are saying, God, I trust you to speak for me. I trust you to defend me. I trust you to fight while I stay still. Every time you bite your tongue when you want to defend yourself, you pass a level. Every time you do not explain yourself when someone misunderstands you, you pass a level. Every time you keep a secret between you and God, instead of announcing it, you pass a level. The second test is the isolation test, and this one is brutal because it does not feel like a test. It feels like abandonment. Remember what happened to Sarah? Day 13, everyone went silent. That was not coincidence. That was test number 2, activating. Here is what God is doing. He is removing human support systems to see if you can stand alone with Him. He is pulling back the voices you have been dependent on to see if you can hear His voice in the silence. And the raw truth, some of those people who went silent are not coming back because they were only in your life for season 1, and you are being promoted to season 2. And season 2 requires a different circle. The isolation test is not about survival. It is about discovering that God plus you is enough, that you do not need the validation, you do not need the audience, you do not need people to understand. You can stand alone and be complete. But here is the test most people fail. The third test, the authority test. And this is the one that separates those who complete 40 days and go back to normal from those who emerge as decree speakers. The authority test is this. Can you handle promotion without pride? Can you receive power without corrupting it? Can you be elevated without forgetting where you came from? Because here is what is waiting on day 41. When you open your mouth after 40 days of proven silence, your words do not function the same way anymore. They are not just words, they are decrees. They carry weight, they shift atmospheres, they create realities. But that kind of power in the wrong hands destroys people. That is why God tests you first. The silence is not the goal. The silence is the qualification for the decree power. Now, let me show you what decree power actually is. Because most people think it is just positive affirmations with more confidence, it is not. It is a completely different mechanism. In Job 22, verse 28, it says, "You will also decree a thing, and it will be established for you." Now in Hebrew, the word decree is gazar, and gazar does not mean to ask or to hope or to wish. Gazar means to cut, to divide, to decide with finality. When you decree something, you are not requesting it from God. You are not even believing for it. You are cutting reality into a new shape. You are taking your God-given authority and you are severing what was from what will be. But here is the key. You cannot decree with authority you have not earned. And you earn authority through silence, through isolation, through testing. Think about it. Moses spent 40 days on the mountain in silence before he came down with the law that shaped a nation. Jesus spent 40 days in the wilderness in silence before he started a ministry that changed history. Every decree speaker in Scripture went through a silencing season first, because decree power is not about volume, it is about weight. And weight comes from compression. The 40 days of silence is God compressing your faith, your obedience, your trust into something so dense, so concentrated, that when you finally speak, the words do not just sound different, they function different. Here is the formula. Silence multiplied by time equals authority, and authority multiplied by obedience equals decree power. And this is where the question from earlier in this message matters most. The capacity being described here, the capacity to decree with that kind of weight, to hold a revelation long enough for it to reshape your reality, that capacity is restorable. The path is in the description for those whose spirit confirmed it when it was described. Sarah understood this instinctively. That is why on day 41, her first words were not about her. They were about God. She did not decree her need. She decreed his character. And that is what unlocked the power. Because a decree is not manipulation. It is not forcing God's hand. A decree is agreement with what God has already decided. It is you speaking from the same throne he is speaking from. It is you partnering with heaven to manifest on earth what is already established in the Spirit. But you cannot speak from the throne until you have been qualified for the throne, and the qualification is silence under pressure, trust during isolation, humility when you could have defended yourself. The three tests are not separate. They are happening at the same time. While you are passing the silence test by not complaining, you are also passing the isolation test by not reaching out. And you are also passing the authority test by not using the little power you have to manipulate your situation. Every day you hold the silence, you are advancing in all three tests simultaneously. And when you hit day 40, when you have completed the protocol, you do not just pass one exam, you pass 3. And you do not just graduate to the next level. You graduate to a whole different dimension of operation. Now, I know what you are thinking. This sounds impossible. How do I pass 3 tests I did not even know I was taking? How do I know if I am doing it right? And that is where Marcus comes in, because I need to show you what it looks like when someone passes all 3 tests. What it sounds like when decree power activates, and what happens in the 72 hours after someone speaks their first real decree. Marcus completed his 40 days. Day 41, 6:47 inches the morning. He is standing on his balcony overlooking the city, and he speaks 7 words. Just 7. But those 7 words created a ripple in the spirit realm that manifested in the physical realm within 72 hours. Let me tell you what he said. But more importantly, let me show you how he knew he was ready to say it. Because there is a difference between speaking positive words and speaking a decree. And if you get this wrong, you will think The protocol did not work, when really, you just tried to decree before you earned the authority. Marcus is 41 years old, worked the same job for 17 years, same salary, same cubicle, applied for promotions 8 times, rejected every single time. Not because he was not qualified. The manager just kept saying, "Not the right fit." For 17 years, Marcus complained to his wife, to his co-workers, to anyone who would listen. "Why am I stuck? Why does everyone else move up except me? I am not good enough." The same toxic phrases we talked about earlier, he broadcasted them daily. Then he heard about the protocol, and like Sarah, he thought it sounded insane, but he was desperate. So he committed 40 days, complete radio silence about his job, his frustration, his career. Day 41, March 17th, 6:47 inches the morning. Marcus is standing on his balcony. The sun is just starting to rise, and for the first time in 40 days, he opens his mouth to speak, not to complain. 7 words. That is it. Here is what he said. God promotes. Man cannot block. Not a request, not a prayer, a decree, a statement of fact based on God character. And here is the key. He did not say, "God, please promote me." He decreed a truth about how God operates. Then he trusted that truth to manifest in his situation. 72 hours later, Marcus gets called into his manager office, the same manager who rejected him 8 times. And Marcus is thinking, here we go again, another rejection, another excuse. But when he sits down, the manager says something shocking. "Corporate, just restructured. Your position is being eliminated, but there is a new role. Director level, triple your current salary, and they specifically requested you." Marcus did not apply. He did not campaign. He did not even know the position existed. But the moment he decreed, "God promotes, man cannot block," something shifted in the unseen realm that manifested in boardrooms he had never stepped foot in. Now, here is the revelation. Most people would say, "See, he spoke positive words and got a positive result. That is the law of attraction." No, that is not what happened. Marcus' breakthrough did not happen because he spoke better words. It happened because for 40 days, he stopped speaking the words that were blocking it. The promotion was already assigned to him. It was written in his destiny years ago, but his daily complaints were creating interference that prevented the manifestation. Think of it like radio signals. If you are trying to receive a specific frequency, but you are broadcasting noise on the same channel, you jam your own signal. You block your own reception. Marcus was not creating a new reality with his decree. He was clearing the interference so the reality that already existed could break through. In Mark 11, verse 23, Jesus said, "Truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, 'Go throw yourself into the sea,' and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them." Now notice, Jesus said this right after he cursed the fig tree. He did not pray for it to wither, he decreed it. Then he taught the disciples the principle. But here is the context. Jesus had authority to decree because he had spent 30 years in obscurity first. Silence before authority, hiddenness before power. That is the pattern. You cannot skip the silent season and expect decree power. The 40 days is not a shortcut. It is the requirement. Now, let me give you the 7 rules that will carry you through. These are non-negotiable. Follow all 7 and you will complete this. Break even 1 and you will have to restart. And rule number 7 is the one 80% of people break on day 3 without even realizing it. The first rule is no verbal complaints external. This means you do not complain about anything to anyone for 40 days. Not about your job, not about your family, not about traffic, not about the weather, nothing. Now, I already hear the question. What if something legitimate goes wrong? What if I need to address a problem? Here is the answer. You can address issues without complaining about them. There is a difference between saying, "We need to fix this leak," and saying, "I cannot believe this house is falling apart. Everything always breaks." One is a solution-focused statement. The other is a complaint broadcast. Learn the difference. Your spirit knows which is which. The second rule is no dream announcements. This is the hardest one for most people because we have been taught to share our vision, to declare our goals, to tell people what we are believing for. But for these 40 days, no. Your dreams stay between you and God, period. You do not post about the business you are starting. You do not tell your family about the relationship you are believing for. You do not announce the book you are writing. You work on it in silence and let the results do the announcing. The third rule is no asking for advice. Now, this does not mean you cannot get professional help when needed. If you need a doctor, see a doctor. If you need a lawyer, see a lawyer. But what you do not do is call 5 friends asking what they think you should do about your situation. Why? Because when you ask for advice, you are broadcasting uncertainty. You are transmitting, "I do not trust God guidance. I need human consensus." And that signal attracts confusion. During these 40 days, you take your questions to God in silent prayer, and you wait for his answer. No polling your circle. The fourth rule is no defending yourself. This is where the isolation test and the silence test overlap, because during these 40 days, you will be misunderstood. You will be misjudged, and every fiber of your being will want to explain yourself, to set the record straight, to make sure they understand. Do not let God defend you. Let your silence speak louder than your words ever could. And watch how the people who misunderstood you either get it eventually or remove themselves from your life. Either way, you win. The fifth rule is no sharing test details. You are going through this 40-day protocol. You are being attacked, you are being tested, and you will want to share the journey. You will want to post about it. You will want to tell someone, "Pray for me. I am in the fight of my life." Resist that urge, because the moment you share the test, you give the enemy intel on which strategies are working. You show him your weak spots. You broadcast where you are vulnerable. Keep the test classified. God knows. You know. That is enough. Now, in Proverbs 17 verse 28, it says, "Even fools are thought wise if they keep silent, and discerning if they hold their tongues." And if you study Proverbs, you will see this theme repeated. Proverbs 10 verse 19. "Sin is not ended by multiplying words, but the prudent hold their tongues." Proverbs 13 verse 3. "Those who guard their lips preserve their lives." Proverbs 21 verse 23. "Those who guard their mouths and their tongues keep themselves from calamity." There is a pattern here, a formula, and here it is. Silence multiplied by time equals perceived wisdom, which attracts actual authority. People do not respect the loudest voice in the room. They respect the one who speaks last. And when you have been silent for 40 days, when you finally open your mouth, people lean in because they know whatever you are about to say has weight. Now, if you are committing to these 5 rules, if you are saying yes in your spirit right now, comment the word committed, because that comment is not just engagement, it is a covenant marker. It is you telling heaven, "I am in, I am doing this," and heaven is witnessing your commitment. Now, rules 6 and 7. I am going to give you these, but I need you to understand that these are the ones most people violate without even knowing it. These are the subtle ones, the ones that feel innocent, but they break the entire seal. Rule number 6 is no breaking character. What does that mean? It means Even if someone provokes you, even if they push you, even if they try to bait you into a reaction, you stay calm, you stay silent. You do not take the bait, because the enemy will use people you love to test whether you will break protocol. They will say something that hurts, something that is unfair, and your old self would have clapped back immediately. But your new self, the one being forged in this 40 days, does not react. You absorb the hit and stay silent. Rule number 7 is no early celebration. This is the killer because around day 25 to 30, you are going to start seeing small wins, little signs that things are shifting, and you are going to want to share it. You are going to want to say, "It is working, look what God is doing." Do not yet, because early celebration is a trap. It is the enemy way of getting you to open your mouth before the full manifestation, and when you announce it too early, you give him one more chance to interfere. Wait until day 41. Wait until the protocol is complete. Then celebrate. Then testify, but not 1 second before. Now, I know you are thinking, okay, I have the rules, but what am I going to face week by week? What does the actual timeline look like? When do the attacks intensify? When are the hardest days? And that is what I need to show you next. Because having rules without a roadmap is like having a map without knowing where the landmines are buried. You need to know exactly what week 2 feels like, what week 5 does to your mind, and why week 6 is when most people either finish strong or fall apart, 3 days before the finish line. But before I give you that timeline, I need to warn you about something. I need to tell you about Jessica, because Jessica made it to day 37, 3 days from completion, and she made one phone call, just one. And what happened next took her 2 years to recover from. Jessica is 29, single, working in marketing. She had been believing for a career breakthrough for 3 years. Nothing. Then she committed to the 40 days, and for 37 days, she held it perfectly. Not one complaint, not one announcement, not one broken rule. Day 37, Tuesday afternoon, 3:42 inches the afternoon. She is sitting in her car after a brutal meeting, and her best friend texts, "Hey, you okay? You have been so quiet lately. Are you mad at me?" And Jessica's heart breaks, because she is not mad. She just cannot explain without breaking protocol, but the guilt is crushing. So she thinks it is just one call, just to reassure her, just to explain that she is fine. She is just going through something. She will tell her about it later. She calls, and within 30 seconds she is venting about the meeting, about her boss, about how nothing ever changes. And the moment those words leave her mouth, she feels it. Something in the atmosphere shifts, like a door that was opening just slammed shut. That night, she gets an email. The promotion she had been quietly believing for, given to someone else. The project she was working on, cancelled. And for the next 2 years, every door she touched closed. Now here is what you need to understand. Jessica's failure was not because she talked. It was because she talked at day 37, 3 days before completion. The enemy does not waste energy attacking someone on day 3 when they are motivated. He waits until day 37 when they are exhausted and their guard is down. In Judges 16, verse 20, Samson wakes up after Delilah cuts his hair and thinks, "I will go out as before and shake myself free." But he did not know that the Lord had left him. Samson did not lose his power in one dramatic moment. He lost it gradually through compromise. And when the final break came, he did not even feel it until it was too late. That is the danger of breaking protocol near the end. You will not feel the loss immediately. The consequences come later. And by then, you have to start over. So, let me give you the week-by-week roadmap so you know exactly what each phase feels like and when you are most vulnerable. Week 1 is the honeymoon. You are excited, you are motivated, you just learned about the protocol, and you are all in. This week is easy. The enemy is not attacking yet because he thinks you will quit on your own. Enjoy this week, but do not trust it. It is not the real test. Week 2 is the rebellion. This is when it gets hard. Around day 9 to 14, you are going to want to quit. Not because something bad happened, just because you are tired of biting your tongue, tired of not explaining yourself, tired of being silent. This is where 40% of people drop out. If you make it past day 14, you have survived the first major filter. Week 3 is the numbness. Days 15 to 21, you will feel nothing. Not excited, not angry, just flat. This is actually a good sign. It means your emotions are stabilizing. It means you are adapting to operating on a different frequency, but it feels like nothing is working. That is the test. Can you keep going when you feel nothing? Week 4 is when you start seeing hints, small wins, little confirmations. Someone pays you a compliment. An unexpected check arrives. A door cracks open, and you will think, it is working. This is my breakthrough. Not yet. These are just previews. The real breakthrough comes after day 40. Do not mistake the trailer for the movie. Week 5 is the trap. And this is where most people fail, because week 5 is when it gets easy again. You are in a rhythm. You have made it past the hard parts. You feel confident, and that confidence makes you careless. You think, I have got this. I can relax a little. And that is when you slip. That is when you break character without even noticing. In Matthew 4, verse 11, it says, "Then the devil left him, and angels came and attended him." Notice the angels came after the 40 days, not during. The reward, the breakthrough, the supernatural support, all of it comes after, not mid-testing. Week 5 feels like you are done, but you are not. Week 6 is the final exam, days 35 to 40. This is when the enemy throws everything at you. Urgency, guilt, fake opportunities, provocation. He knows if you make it to day 41, it is over. So he goes all in during the last 5 days. This is where Jessica fell. This is where most people who make it this far stumble. The key to week 6 is recognizing that the intensity of the attack is proof you are about to win. The enemy does not waste ammunition on people who are not a threat. If he is hitting you hard in the final days, it is because he knows what is waiting for you on the other side. Now, if you are committing to complete all 6 weeks, if you are saying, I am going to finish this no matter what week 5 feels like, comment your start date, just the date you are beginning. Because when you write it publicly, you are creating accountability. And accountability is a weapon against the enemy isolation tactics. But before we get to the final week strategy, I need to address something that nobody talks about. A fear that is hiding underneath all the other fears. And if we do not deal with it now, it will sabotage you, even if you complete the 40 days. Here is the question you have not asked out loud. What if I am not actually afraid of failure? What if I am afraid of success? Think about it. If you go through this protocol and it works, if you complete the 40 days and breakthrough actually happens, what changes? Everything. Your life, your circle, your identity. Right now, you have an excuse. You can blame your situation on bad luck, bad timing, other people, the economy, whatever. But if you do this and it works, you lose that excuse. You lose the safety of being stuck. There are 5 fears that come with blessing that nobody admits. The first is fear of visibility. Right now, you are hidden. You are under the radar. Nobody is watching you that closely. But when breakthrough comes, people notice, and attention feels dangerous when you have been in hiding for years. The second is fear of responsibility. Success does not just bring reward, it brings weight. New levels mean new obligations. And part of you is thinking, what if I cannot handle what I have been asking for? The third is fear of loss. Not losing what you do not have, losing what you do have. Your current identity, the person you have been for the last 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, that person is familiar. Even if that person is stuck, at least you know them. But who are you on the other side of breakthrough? That person is a stranger. In Exodus 3 verse 11, when God calls Moses to deliver Israel, Moses says, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh?" He is not asking for information. He is expressing fear. God just offered him the biggest promotion of his life. And his first response is, "I am not ready. I am not qualified." And here is what is wild. God does not wait for Moses to feel ready. He does not give him a pep talk about believing in himself. He just says, "I will be with you." That is it. The qualification is not your readiness. It is his presence. You are not avoiding the 40 days because you do not think it will work. You are avoiding it because you are terrified it will work. And then you will have to become someone you have never been before. But here is the revelation. That fear, that what if, that is not disqualification. That is confirmation. Only people who are actually chosen feel that level of doubt before breakthrough. Imposters are confident. The real ones are terrified. If you are scared of the blessing, comment the number of the fear that is yours. Just the number 1 through 5. Your honesty creates collective healing for everyone watching this. Now, here is what happened to Jessica after the 2-year delay. She did not give up. She started over. And the second time, she made it all 40 days. And on day 41, when she finally opened her mouth, her decree was different, stronger. Because the 2-year delay was not punishment, it was preparation. The first time she was going to get a promotion. The second time she got her own company. The blessing that came after the second 40 days was bigger than what she would have received the first time. But she had to be ready for it. And the 2 years made her ready. So if you have tried this before and broke protocol, if you are on your second attempt, your third attempt, do not see it as failure. See it as leveling up. Every time you restart, you are stronger. Every time you try again, the prize gets bigger because God is not measuring your perfection. He is measuring your persistence. Now, we are heading into the most tactical part of this entire message. I am about to give you the exact strategy for days 35 to 40, the final week, the enemy 3-move endgame, and the counter strategies that will get you across the finish line. Then I am going to show you the exact protocol for day 41, how to break the silence, what to say first, what not to say, and how to activate decree power without corrupting it. But before we go there, you need to understand something. The final 5 days are not just harder, they are different. The enemy shifts tactics. And if you are not ready for it, you will fall into traps you did not even see coming. Days 35 to 40, the final stretch. This is when the enemy deploys his end game. 3 moves, 3 specific attacks designed to break you right before the finish line. If you know them, you can counter them. If you do not, you will fall on day 39 and have to start over. The first move is the fake emergency. Days 35 and 36, something will happen that feels urgent. A crisis with family, a sudden financial need, a situation that demands you speak up. Explain yourself. Take action right now, or else. Here is the counter. Ask yourself one question. Can this wait 2 days? If the answer is yes, then it is a test, not a real emergency. Real emergencies do not have a 48-hour window. Fake ones do. The enemy is banking on your panic response. Do not give it to him. In Nehemiah 6 verses 2 and 3, The enemy sends a message to Nehemiah 4 times. Come, meet with us. Let us talk this out. Sounds reasonable, right? But Nehemiah sees through it. He replies, I am carrying on a great project and cannot come down. Why should the work stop while I leave it and go down to you? Nehemiah was on day 38 of rebuilding the wall, 3 days from completion. And the enemy tried 4 times to distract him with fake urgency. Same pattern you are facing, the counter is the same. I am busy with God work. Ask me on day 41. The second move is the guilt bomb. Days 37 and 38, someone you love will make you feel like you are abandoning them by staying silent. They will say things like, you have changed. You do not care about me anymore. I guess I am not important to you. And it will hurt. Here is the counter. Love them silently. In your mind, send them a blessing. Pray for them internally. But do not explain yourself. Because if you defend yourself, if you try to make them understand, you just broke protocol. God will handle their feelings. Your job is to finish. The third move is the early victory celebration. Days 39 and 40. You are going to feel so good. You made it. You are almost there. You will see a small win and think, this is it. I need to share this. I need to testify. Do not. Not yet. You are on the 5-yard line. Do not spike the ball before you cross into the end zone. The enemy is waiting for you to celebrate early so he can strip the ball before you score. Stay silent until 6 inches the morning on day 41. Then you can celebrate. Now, let me show you what happens on day 41, because there is a specific way to break the silence. Get this wrong, and you will waste the authority you earned. Get it right, and you activate decree power. Step 1. Thanksgiving in silence. When you wake up on day 41, before you speak out loud, spend 10 minutes in silent gratitude. Thank God in your mind for carrying you through. This calibrates your heart before your mouth opens. Step 2. Authority acknowledgement. Your first words out loud should be a declaration that you completed the protocol. Say it clearly. I completed 40 days of radio silence. I passed the test. This is not pride. This is recognition of what God did through you. Step 3. First decree about God. Character. Do not start with your needs. Start with His nature. Say something like, God, you are faithful. Or, God, you are my provider. Decree a truth about Him first. This establishes the foundation. Step 4. Wait 24 hours. Do not decree about your situation yet. Give it a full day. Let the first decree settle in the atmosphere. This is crucial. Premature second decrees dilute the power. Step 5. Second decree about your breakthrough. Now, 24 hours later, you can speak about your situation. But here is the key. Do not ask. Do not beg. Decree. Use present tense. I am debt-free. Doors are opening. My assignment is activated. Speak it as if it is already done. In Luke 4, verse 14, it says, Jesus returned to Galilee in the power of the Spirit, not filled with the Spirit, in the power of the Spirit. Same Holy Spirit he had when he went in, but 40 days later, he came out operating at a different level. Filled became power. That is the upgrade waiting for you. Now, in your mind right now, I want you to visualize day 41. See yourself in the place you will be, your room, your car. Wherever you meet God, picture yourself opening your mouth after 40 days. Feel the weight of your first words. That visualization just imprinted the protocol into your spirit. Your subconscious now knows the sequence. If you just did that, if you just saw yourself on day 41, comment day 41, because that comment is a prophetic marker. You are declaring your future before it happens. Now, here is what you need to know. Everything I have given you in this message, the 7 toxic phrases, the replacement protocol, the 3 tests, the enemy endgame, the day 41 ceremony, all of it is information. And information is powerful. But information without activation is just knowledge in your head. There is one more thing we need to do, and this is the most important part of this entire video. We need to seal this protocol into your spirit. We need to activate the 40-day assignment. We need to commission you as an invisible warrior operating on frequencies the enemy cannot track. What is about to happen is not a prayer in the traditional sense. This is an activation ceremony. After this, you cannot unknow what you have learned. After this, you are responsible for it. After this, heaven has a record that you were here, that you heard, that you agreed. So, if you are ready, if you are committed to completing this 40-day protocol, no matter what week 5 feels like, no matter what the enemy throws at you, no matter who misunderstands you, then stay with me for the next few minutes, because what I am about to pray over you is going to seal the 7 rules into your spirit, bind the enemy tactics that would break you, and release the decree power that is waiting on day 41. This is it, chosen one. This is the moment everything changes in your spirit. Right now, I want you to shift your posture, not physically, spiritually. Position yourself to receive, not just to listen. What is about to happen is not background noise. This is a sealing, an impartation, a commissioning. This is not a regular prayer. This is an activation ceremony. And after this, you are marked. Heaven has a record that you were here, that you heard, that you agreed. In the name of Yeshua, the Word who became flesh, the Lamb who roared as a lion, the silent one who became the decree speaker. I stand in the authority given to me as a messenger of heaven to activate what God has already prepared for you. Right now, as I speak these words, the atmosphere around you is shifting. Heaven Recording Studio is active. Your frequency is being locked in. Portals that were closed are opening, and forces that were tracking you are losing signal. I acknowledge what you have been carrying. I see the nights you could not sleep because your own words kept echoing in your mind. The 3 inches the morning panic when you realized you said too much to the wrong person. The shame of watching your announcement crumble before it even started. The exhaustion of defending yourself over and over to people who will never understand. I see every moment you bit your tongue when you wanted to scream. Every time you swallowed your pain instead of speaking it. Every conversation where you felt misunderstood and could not explain. Every door that slammed shut right after you announced your plan. Heaven saw it all. Every tear, every silent prayer, every moment you chose to trust God instead of your own voice. None of it was wasted. All of it was preparation for this moment. And now, in the authority of the Most High, I seal the divine lockdown protocol into your spirit. I seal the revelation that your mouth has been a GPS beacon broadcasting coordinates to forces hunting you. I seal the understanding of the 3 signal leaks, complaint signals, announcement signals, and doubt signals that have been betraying your position. I seal the 7 toxic phrases and the authority to silence them. I cannot afford this. Sealed and silenced. This always happens to me. Sealed and silenced. What if it does not work out? Sealed and silenced. I am not good enough. Sealed and silenced. Maybe I heard God wrong. Sealed and silenced. I just need to vent. Sealed and silenced. Why is this happening to me? Sealed and silenced. I seal the replacement protocol. The 4 steps that redirect your mouth from broadcast to internal transmission. Notice the pull. Turn the dial. Redirect to prayer. Write, if needed. This protocol is now embedded in your nervous system. I seal the 3 levels of silence. External silence with people, internal dialogue shift from worry to prayer. and frequency 3 transmission, the wordless groans that bypass enemy detection. You now have access to all 3 frequencies at will. I seal the revelation of the 3 simultaneous tests: the silence test that builds trust, the isolation test that proves God plus you is enough, and the authority test that qualifies you for decree power. You are now in all 3 tests, whether you feel it or not. I seal the 7 radio silence rules into your DNA. No verbal complaints, no dream announcements, no asking for advice, no defending yourself, no sharing test details, no breaking character, no early celebration. These are not suggestions. These are commands sealed by heaven. I seal the 6-week battlefield map into your awareness. Week 1, honeymoon. Week 2, rebellion. Week 3, numbness. Week 4, hints. Week 5, trap. Week 6, final exam. You will recognize each phase as it comes, and you will not be caught off guard. I seal the knowledge of the enemy 3-move endgame. Fake emergency on days 35 and 36. Guilt bomb on days 37 and 38. Early celebration temptation on days 39 and 40. You are now immune to these tactics because you see them coming. I seal the day 41 breaking ceremony. Thanksgiving in silence. Authority acknowledgement. First decree about God character. Wait 24 hours. Second decree about your breakthrough. This sequence is now locked in your spirit. And now I bind every force that would break this protocol. I bind the spirit of loose lips that makes you speak before you think. I bind the demon of premature announcement that steals your seed before it grows. I bind the voice of validation seeking that makes you need human approval more than divine approval. I bind the enemy tactic of isolation manipulation that makes loneliness feel like abandonment. I bind the lie that says you owe people an explanation for your obedience. I bind the fear that God will forget you if you stay silent. I bind the trap of early celebration that opens your mouth before the manifestation is complete. Every chain that kept your mouth open when it should have been closed, I break it now in Jesus' name. Every agreement you made with complaint, with doubt, with premature revelation, I cancel it now by the blood of the Lamb. And now I declare over you what will happen in the next 40 days. I do not ask. I do not hope. I do not wish. I decree. Within the next 40 days, you will complete the radio silence protocol. Not might, not maybe, will. The grace to finish is released over you right now. Within 72 hours of your completion, you will speak your first decree, and it will carry supernatural weight. Your words on day 41 will not sound like your old voice. They will carry authority you have never experienced. Within 90 days of breaking silence, you will see the manifestation of what you have been believing for. The breakthrough that was blocked is now unblocked because you went dark on enemy radar. I declare right now that your enemies have lost tracking capability. The signal they were monitoring just went silent. They are searching for you, and they cannot find you. I declare you are entering stealth mode tonight. From this moment forward, you are invisible to forces that were targeting you. You move in the shadow of the Almighty, where no weapon formed against you can locate you. I declare that when you open your mouth on day 41, your words will not just be heard, they will be obeyed by creation itself, because you earned the authority through 40 days of proven silence. Now I am going to ask you a question, and your answer matters. Will you carry the radio silence protocol for the next 40 days? Will you guard your mouth like a soldier guards classified intel? Will you trust God protection even when you feel invisible? Will you complete this assignment No matter what week 5 feels like, no matter who misunderstands you, no matter what the enemy throws at you, if your answer is yes, if you are committed, then say it out loud right now. Do not just think it, speak it. Say the words, I will. Heaven just heard you. The angels just witnessed your commitment. The contract is signed in the courts of glory. The 40-day assignment is now active. The upgrade has begun. You are dismissed from the frequency the enemy can track. You are released from the obligation to explain yourself to people who do not have ears to hear. You are activated as a stealth operative in God's kingdom, moving in silence, operating in power, decreeing with authority. You are no longer who you were when you started this video. That person is gone. You are now a chosen one, under divine lockdown protocol. Radio silent, enemy blind, heaven watching. Do not say amen yet. Do not say anything. Just sit in this silence for a moment. Let it sink into your bones. Let it seal into your spirit. Feel the weight of what just happened.